Curio Kids.
Psst. Let me tell you a secret no one wants us to know. We can learn science just by listening to stories.
Wait. What? You mean we'll be smarter than the grown-ups?
Yep. At this rate, we'll take up jobs by the time we're 3. Even Einstein would say, "Slow down, babies. You're making me look bad."
Ha ha ha. And Newton better hide his apples, 'cause we'll figure out gravity before snack time.
Ready to laugh, learn, and go bananas? But before that, watch till the end of this video, 'cause there is a little surprise for you. Now let's begin our first weird tale.
In the middle of the jungle yawned a deep, dark cave. It was so long that no one had ever seen where it ended. At first, only a little food went missing. A banana here, a carrot there. But as the days passed, more and more food disappeared. The rabbit's carrots, gone. The monkey's bananas, gone. Even the deer's fresh green leaves, gone. The animals gathered in fear. The sly fox stepped forward with a serious face. "Friends, I know the answer," he said. "A monster lives inside that cave. If we leave our food at its mouth, the monster will not come out to steal from us." The animals trembled. A monster? And so, day after day, they carried fruits, nuts, and vegetables and placed them at the cave's door. But what they didn't know was the fox simply sneaked in at night and gobbled everything himself. The wise old owl, however, was not fooled. "This is no monster," he whispered. "It is only a greedy fox." The owl tried his best to convince the animals, but nobody listened. Finally, the owl came up with a plan. That evening, when all the animals had gathered, he flew to the cave and called out, "Are you a monster?" The cave answered back, "Monster, monster, monster." The animals gasped. "You don't eat?" asked the owl. "Don't eat, don't eat, don't eat," echoed the cave. "Do you protect?" asked the owl. "Protect, protect, protect." The animals blinked. What kind of monster didn't eat but protected? Now the owl's eyes gleamed. Who is really eating the food? Is it the fox? The cave thundered, "The fox, the fox, the fox." The animals turned and stared at the fox. His ears drooped, his tail shook. The owl's voice rang out once more. "Shall we punish him?" The cave roared, "Punish him, punish him, punish him." And that was it. The animals leapt forward, chasing the fox out of the jungle. He tripped over roots, scrambled through bushes, and finally vanished, never to return. The owl turned to the animals. "Do you see? The cave was not a monster. It only repeated my words. That is called an echo." The animals scratched their heads. "Echo? What's that?" Well, they never really understood it. But you and I will. Light bulb science fact. An echo happens when sound waves bounce off a hard surface, like a wall, mountain, or cave, and return to your ears. That's why the cave repeated everything the owl said.
Science behind the tale: an echo is a sound that bounces back to you. To hear it, you need a big empty space, like a valley, cave, or hall. If the space is too small, the sound comes back too fast and mixes with your voice, so no real echo. Lesson learned: don't mess with science. It will expose you. Next time you're near a cave or a cliff, shout something loud, but not your secrets. The echo might snitch. Okay, ready? Let's jump into our next weird tale.
Long ago, before mirrors existed, there was a young girl named Ananya who had never seen her own face. She had to trust the words of others. "You are fair like the morning sun," said one. "You are dark like the forest after rain," said another. Some claimed her eyes were large, others swore they were small. The more she heard, the more puzzled she became. One day, Ananya went to the Creator and said, "I wish to know what I truly look like." The Creator smiled. "If that is your wish," said the Creator, "I will give you a gift. But to truly have it, You must discover what is special about it. The Creator called upon light and water, the two most graceful dancers in the universe. Light, said the Creator, you shall bounce and carry the shapes of the world. Water, said the Creator, you shall hold still and smooth so light can rest upon you. Light danced upon still water, and Ananya gasped. A face looked back at her, copying every move. But the Creator leaned close to Light and whispered, to remind her this is only an image, not her true self. Swap her left and right. Let her puzzle over it. Ananya raised her right hand. The reflection raised its left. She touched her left cheek. The reflection touched its right. She smiled in wonder. And so the Creator's riddle, lateral inversion, was born. A quiet reminder that what we see is shaped by how we see it. As time passed, Ananya grew old, and she told the secret of the mirror to her children and her children's children. But ponds were far, and not always still, so people began to make their own mirrors. They polished black obsidian stone. They hammered bright mirrors from bronze, copper, silver, and tin. The Romans made mirrors with glass and metal. In Venice, glassmakers coated glass with mercury so it shone like frozen water. Today, mirrors are made with a thin layer of silver or aluminum. They return light almost exactly as it comes, except for one small, eternal trick from the Creator. Left and right, forever swapped, so that each time we look, we remember. What we see is not always the whole truth, and sometimes the other side tells a different story.
So next time you peek into a mirror, try this. Write the letters A and L on your hand. Now look at them in the mirror. Ooh, they play a little trick on you. All right, Smarty Pants, now our final brain twister story for today.
The breathing tree. In Mira's town, everyone said the old peepal tree in the park was haunted. Never go there at night, whispered the shopkeeper. The air feels heavy, candles go out on their own. Must be ghosts. But Mira, the town's self-declared detective Mira, didn't believe in ghosts. If something's strange, she said, there's always a reason. One summer evening, she went to investigate. She brought her mystery kit, a notebook, a flashlight, and a single white candle. As she walked under the huge peepal tree, she saw the rabbits and squirrels looking sleepy, almost as if they were too tired to move. She scribbled in her notebook. Clue 1, sleepy animals. She lit the candle to test the ghost theory, but to her surprise, the flame danced weakly and then went out. Clue 2, candle won't burn well here at night, she muttered. The next morning, Mira returned to the same spot. Now, the rabbits were bouncing happily, and the squirrels were chasing each other. She lit the candle again. This time it burned bright and steady. Clue 3, air feels fresh in the morning. Mira decided to take her clues to Mr. Whiz, her science teacher. Trees make oxygen, right? So why is the air heavy and the candle weak under the tree at night? She asked. Mr. Whiz smiled. You've discovered something most people don't notice. During the day, with sunlight, trees use carbon dioxide to make food. They give out oxygen, which makes the air fresh and candles burn brightly. But at night, without sunlight, trees can't make food, so they breathe like we do. They take in oxygen and give out a little carbon dioxide. That's why the air feels different and the candle burns weakly. Mira's eyes widened. So the ghost was just the tree breathing at night? Exactly, Mr. Whiz laughed. Nature has mysteries, but they're not magic. They're science. That evening, Mira went back to the park and told the other kids, the peepal tree isn't haunted. It's just alive, like us. Daytime, oxygen factory. Nighttime, breathing buddy. The kids lit candles and watched them flicker under the tree, giggling at the thought of how a simple breath had fooled an entire town. And from then on, the old peepal tree wasn't feared. It was celebrated. Seedling Science Corner. The two breaths of trees. All trees and plants breathe in two ways. Daytime. They use sunlight to make food, taking in carbon dioxide and giving out oxygen. Nighttime. Without sunlight, they can't make food, so they breathe like us, taking in oxygen and giving out a little carbon dioxide. Even the biggest oxygen givers, like people or banyan, Follow this pattern. The only living things that can give out oxygen all the time are some water plants and algae in places with sunlight 24 hours a day.
Time for your surprise. Show me what you got. Send us your story and we might feature you in our next episodes. Now, riddle time, echoes. Where would you hear them? In big open fields or small rooms? Drop your answer in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe before the grown-ups find out we're getting smarter.